that is debt-free. Who does that? And then we have this startup opportunity. A startup opportunity in that company. Now, you're going to start here with this scanner, but let me tell you where this is going to go, because I've seen some of these drawings. When you start this with this scanner, you're just going to gather a few fish in your net. And then all of a sudden they have another version of this scanner that's coming out. And as you build this fish in these nets, you know what the fish in that net are going to do with that new scanner? They're all going to buy the new scanner. They're all going to buy the new product, aren't they? Because they bought into the system. And with that new technology that will be coming out, it's going to attract new entrepreneurial people that will jump into your net, and now your net's a little bigger. And then it will become a little bigger with the advancing of the technology. So it's just important to start. And to learn the skills. What people say, well, gosh, what is a skill? What do you do every day? I do one thing every day. Every day there is one thing that I do. I have quality conversations with people. That's it. Amber, I may have talked to you, and in that discussion of being able to talk to you, I will determine, and we're going to show you those techniques when I get done talking. I'm going to determine whether or not I want to work with Amber. I'm going to take that scanner, and I have this lady down the road from me. It's called Jansen Photography, and I'm going to bring her over into my shop. And you know, it's a man's shop, cave type of thing. I've got like almost every tool on the planet. Most of them I don't even know how to use, but they look so great in a box. And my goal is that I would like to learn how to use them someday. And I'm going to bring her in there, and she does photography, and I'm going to set her in front of that. I'm going to say, Mary, here's what I want you to do. I want you to put your hand in front of that scanner. Boom. She said, what is this, Wes? I said, just be quiet for 30 seconds. Put your hand there. And that's how I talk to people, my friends and enemies. Be quiet, and then she's going to get a score. Well, Mary, what does that score mean? I'm going to say, or Mary's going to say, well, Wes, what does that score mean? And I'm saying, well, Mary, it's funny you should ask. It's funny you should ask, because it's going to kind of go down like this. I have this little chart here. How are we doing, Ty? Oh, Ty, lying. And this is my presentation. I go, Mary, you know what that is? That score just told me when you're going to die. No legal people here. Okay? You get it, Mary? Do you understand what this means? Do you understand that that's your cell? And you know those little sunspots that you have on your cheek? That's because you're dying faster than you need to. Because you have low levels of antioxidants in your body. Now, Mary, you want to live longer? Because I met your kids and your husband, they're pretty nice people. Yeah? Well, are you taking some sort of nutritional supplement? She's going to say, yeah, because I know she does. I don't know what it is. It's not working, Mary. You want to do something about it or not? And that's how it goes down. And then I'm going to say, hey, Mary, you know what? You're always telling me things are tight. You know, financially, things are tight. Can I show you a way to make things less tight? And I'm going to show her the backside of this. 1.25 permanent product users a week. And that's my presentation. And I never do this until I do that scanner. I don't talk to them about business. We went to Michigan, and Laura was up there, and it was so amazing. We're sitting down there with their people. I'm starting to talk to them because I've been trained to talk to them because the other scanners, it took so long to get them up and running. And what is Laura doing? She's putting those guys, she's grabbing John's hand, and she's putting it in front of the scanner. And I'm trying to talk to her. Well, what are you doing, Laura? Let me talk to him. And Laura says, shut up. Why doesn't I want to scan this guy? She was so effective at it. So effective at it. It's something that we've never had before, right? We've never just had that before. It's perfect. So from that perspective, this thing, just to bring you up to date, we talked about Bill Bleak. This is going away. It's no longer effective. But up at the top of that corner, you know, we're going to have you register for this idea because we want you to join that email list. But this is where we're going to actually put all of our effort. This is password protected. It's $200 a year to have access to this. I don't make a dime on it. Ty and Scott don't make a dime on it. Vlad Kobus, the webmaster out of Lincoln, Nebraska, does this for us. And he's pretty darn good at it. And I've had people complain about it. They go, oh, it doesn't look so pretty. It doesn't have the bells and whistles. Well, who cares, you idiot? If you want to look pretty, do something to look pretty then. But this isn't about looking pretty. This is about a real business side. Well, you can do real business with pretty. Well, some can. I just can't. Some can. Well, Vlad doesn't know necessarily how to make it pretty. So if you want to donate your time to help us do that, we'll do it. But in the back of that, we're going to have a back office there that's going to have just password protected stuff for our group. The scanner team, the scanner group, the people who support this event, and we support them. And it's pretty interesting where this is coming from. John talked about a leadership call that he does. There's another call here that Letitia does that she's not here this time. And it's about a scanner placement call. It's a great call that you should be on. Karen Johnson from another group does a call on Tuesday night, and it's kind of nice to hear some of these other doctors. Maybe you like it, maybe you don't, but at least it's out there and you can go with it. And your people that brought you here have the numbers for these calls. So let's just talk about this thing. Guys, when I see that to a CPA, this is the other slide. This is it. This slide tells you if our product is real and if it's an evidence-based business, doesn't Mrs. CPA? Because she's a CPA as well. And this slide will tell you everything. If those numbers are true and where they came from, then it tells you everything else that you want to know. Because of that, we can assume the product's real, right? We talked about Breaking Bad. They did crack cocaine, no, meth. The product was real. The product was real. It was a great meth product, correct? Ty, you had a good experience with it. And so it's all about the color of blue, you know? That's what's so amazing. And they were in business with it. Those principles are both doing a good business and a bad business. Leadership can be used for good or it can be used for bad. But it's the same principles. And we have to understand that as we go down through that. So here's some things. When we see this, we draw some conclusions. A lot of people draw, and you have to be really careful as you draw conclusions. Let me demonstrate that. The Japanese don't eat very much fat, and they suffer fewer heart attacks. And the French kind of eat, I mean, if you've ever been over there, everything has a sauce on it. It's a very rich, fatty sauce, and they still have fewer heart attacks than us. And then we have these Italians, right? And oh my gosh, they get most of their nutrients from a liquid source. There's nothing that happens without some sort of a liquid source of the nutrients, and they have fewer. And then we have the Germans, and oh my gosh, they do another complete shift. And they still have fewer heart attacks. So what's the conclusion of the compensation plan, or direct marketing, or multi-level marketing, or network marketing? What's the conclusion that you derive? If you're thoughtful, I guess this is what you derive. That's what some of these studies are saying, right? It's just so ridiculous what people come up with. But you put that eat, drink what you like, speaking English is what kills you in USA Today, and you don't know the facts behind the story, that's what the headline is going to sell newspapers. Well, we realize it's not like that, so here's what you're setting up for. I do hear this quite a bit, and I have this belief system that's quite different than a lot of people, maybe some in this room. It's a numbers game. You know what? I have never thought it was a numbers game. I got that because the first time I sold a house, I showed this person 103 homes. 103 homes. He was an engineer from Martin Marietta, and he had an Excel spreadsheet, and I am a taxi. I am dying here. And I learned to sell a house by showing 6 to 9 homes. Because they spent so much upfront time listening to what they wanted. Not trying to sell them something they didn't want, but really truly listening to what they wanted. And it became the efficiency of time. And in real estate, they say it's a numbers game too, and I never believed it. And I don't believe it's a numbers game here. I believe it is the quality of a conversation game. And if you are very bad, if you have very poor quality conversations, then for you it is a numbers game. People will say, oh, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. Myth. There is not a horse or a mule I cannot make drink. Guaranteed. Seen me do it. And it's our job to create the thirst. And that's not what we're very good at. And that's what the skill we have to learn. The opportunities properly presented are often irresistible. When this is done right, with integrity and truth, it is your greatest fairy tale. And when it's done amateurish, when it's done with not truth, and without integrity, and without explanation, it's your worst nightmare. And we get to choose. So who are the people that did it? Last year, let me just tell you. Let's address that. Oh, it's a numbers game. Okay? To go all the way to become a blue diamond, on an average, it will take you 5 years. Full-time, part-time, just on an average, it will take you 5 years if you do it. That's the average. Now look at this pathetic person. It took her 16 years. 16 years to make $600,000 a year. Now I'm going to ask you this. You've all done something for the last 16 years, haven't you? I mean, not everybody's on welfare, right? You've all done something for 16 years. Are you making $600,000 a year? You have to be asking yourself this. And then there's a lady that comes along and she does it in 6 months. A lady